Hey, I'm Roman from the Red Shore and you're watching Metal Down Under.
How do you find European and US crowds compared to, say, Aussie metalheads?
I think Europe is amazing because it's where it's originated from, especially for our style of kind of more death metal, traditional kind of stuff. That's all, developed and originated over there. So they understand it and they just go mental for it. The States is a bit different. They're kind of there's just so many bands you can go and watch that they don't really give a crap. Kind of that type of thing. They're almost spoilt. Any day of the week you can just go and watch any number of bands. It's a lot harder to win them over, but it's still good, and it's still it makes it even more rewarding when you do kind of get appreciation showed over there. And then of course we're from Australia, so it's always good back home.
The Red Shore earlier, I guess, in your career were labelled as a deathcore act.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how you feel about the term and whether you appreciate being labelled or how you interpret your own style.
Yeah, people are always going to have their own opinion. I think we got that core element because of the bands that we played with. We started playing with hardcore bands and we did have breakdowns and that kind of thing. So even though if you listen to it, it's not really that hardcore, we kind of always had that stigma attached to it, and because of the clothes we wore, not many death metal outfits wear, bright coloured clothes or tight jeans, so we automatically got that like fashion core element to it. We're not really too concerned about what people label us as, but deathcore is kind of, it's associated with a fad type thing, that in a few years' time it's probably going to be dead, and that was that phase when there was deathcore, whereas good death metal and good music doesn't, we're hoping that in 10 years' time it will still sound good, that's why we kind of just want to do death metal.
The Red Shore has recently gone through a number of lineup changes. The most well-known of these, I guess, is the passing of your first vocalist, Damien, who was replaced by your bassist, Jamie, as a vocalist in that capacity. And also Jon Green, who used to play drums and has since been replaced by Tim from Her Nightmare, I think.
Yeah, and Sam Sarah.
Are you at a stage now where you're comfortable with the lineup, back to the way you think it should be?
Yeah, definitely. It's always hard. Like, we've never wanted to ever change lineups. Just things happen. There's personalities that, it's like being married to 5 people, being in a band, and sometimes, you just can't reach an agreement sometimes, so things happen. But you just keep rolling and trying to keep it all together, And we're just fortunate that we've had friends that have been good friends and also good musicians that have been able to slot in and work with us. And with Chase now and Tim on drums, they've changed the sound of the band and everything. But it's it's a fresh approach, and we're really stoked.
The Avarice of Man is your third studio album, your latest. Explain the title. Is there an underlying concept?
Yeah, definitely. It's after doing Unconsecrated, which is a concept album, it seemed kind of pointless just to do a collection of songs that weren't related, sort of. So we wanted to do another concept album, and Chase came up with the idea and wrote the whole concept for this album, which is the Avarice of Man means the greed of mankind, and so the whole album is a story that's about an entity that's born through the greed of mankind for material growth and just how we're destroying the world and that kind of thing. And it's brought through and it just basically destroys everyone and reduces everything back to nothing again, and so we can kind of start fresh. So there's a lot of nihilism in it, and a lot of niche and a lot of that kind of philosophy about it. But that's the basic concept. Definitely wanted an organic approach, more of a death metal recording. There's so many bands now that are all Pro Toolsed and triggered and sound replaced everything, so we really spent our time tracking the drums, just getting everything perfect so that we didn't need to sound replace anything. We really wanted to make sure we didn't lose the dynamics and just kind of produce something that, was more organic than what kind of edited. Yeah.
And after this tour is finished, what can we expect from the Red Shore in the next month, year?
Back to Europe, probably back to the States again, and then writing a new album. Yeah, we shot a film clip when we were in the States as well, so that's coming out in the next month, I think. And that's for Seed of Annihilation, which is the first track off the new album. So yeah.